I'm gonna run the level cap live. Okay, the next level cap is gonna be live. I'm gonna do this one that I just went through as much stuff as I could. I can't remember anything specific right now. Okay, it would be worth mentioning. But if you guys have questions, leave it in the comments. I'm gonna take a look and gonna answer it. But the last thing I want to show you guys here is kinda how your mentality has to be, and pretty much how you want to choose rooms. I've said already that choosing rooms is one of the best things and the very important things you can do. I've said it on past videos. And right now, be ready to re-enter the mission a couple times, because that might just save you like half an hour to more on your level cap. Trust me. It's that important. It's just that important. It's because you're gonna be moving a lot inside your mission, you don't really want all those sharp turns, You don't want to have a lot of sharp turns and everything like that. If I had my Praetos here, it would be much faster. And kind of a general rule is the more mobility you have, you can pick the bigger rooms. If you don't have a lot of mobility, don't ever go for the big rooms. I classify them usually as large, medium, and small rooms. There aren't really small rooms, but there are some that have more verticality, and it just makes up, they have more verticality and less horizontality, and then you don't have to do like as many jumps to get to places. That's kind of what I mean. So this one, I usually gonna say never ever go for the big rooms unless you have a very specific reason, because they're usually not worth going for. They're just too big, and it's not gonna be worth. They're just big, and some rooms you might think I would classify them as large/big rooms, but I'm gonna call them medium. And the very large rooms, or the large rooms, some I put them there not because they're really big, but because they have so many doors or so much stuff that can F you up, that I'm gonna say this is large, don't go for this one. Kind of how it goes. So, this one. It is very acceptable to take this room if the other conduit room has a great connection with this one. What do I mean with that? It doesn't have a big corridor between them. It's glued tight. I don't have to go through a big corridor to get to the next conduit room. And it's usually that. Let's see if this one would be doable. No. That's a medium room. This is a medium room. But this is a medium almost to the large. Why do I say that? Because any kind of a bad connection with another conduit room would be a no for me. If this room is, usually this tends to be the connection for me. Most of my runs, that's how it goes. And so if it is a small room there and this is the other room, I would take it. This one, I wouldn't take it because it's two medium rooms. The connection is okay, but I don't have the parkour velocity for this one. Even if I do if I keep finishing them, I don't think the would be the best thing in the world. Okay, get 30%. Feels like the Praetos, but still, I would rather not take this one. I would just rather not take this one. It's not bad, but we can get better. So abort, and I'm gonna keep entering, telling what I feel like, what I would take and what I would not. And this is something I could do a video if you guys want. Leave it in the comments, but I could do this one for pretty much every disruption mission, pretty much. For me, it would be easy to make for the Grenier. Yeah, mainly for the Grenier. The other ones wouldn't be so easy, but I could do two, because there are some very specific rooms that I would and wouldn't take on, let's say, Mars. Mars is very specific. It has some rooms that are unbelievable, you know. I would never take. Like, there's one here I never take. Like, unless there's something really special in that run. Might have like 2 level caps on that one, on the other on some videos. But yeah. So, same rooms. You know, same scenario. This one is a little bit more doable because, you know, this might not look like it's something that would get on your way too much, but if you have to go through this piece of crap right here a bunch of times, it would eventually annoy you. So this is might be a better room connection, or not, because of these crates. You know, I don't like sharp turns. I don't like a lot of objects. We're gonna have to be moving a lot, so the more free space you have to move, the better. So there is that. And some people might just say like, oh, if you're gonna be that picky for rooms, you might just spend those 30 minutes that you would save from getting good rooms, you're gonna be spending on choosing rooms. But you're not gonna be there. Those 30 minutes, it's not gonna be 30 minutes. You're gonna spend 2 hours or more in there. You know, you're gonna see that annoying path to go through a crap ton of times. It's not gonna be just that. One thing that I've forgot to mention is that if you're not going with a stealth frame, where using something like Hush or something like to not make noise important, you should be taking on your weapons reload on holster. It just saves you a crap ton of time. And I'm not getting really lucky with the rooms. These two every time. So this is one that, I don't know. Not the worst connection, not the best. Could take it. Only really that first one I'm not really a big fan. But this one is also doable. I want to get a good scenario for you guys, so I'm gonna spend some time here. Because there are some amazing... No, there's just some that are so freaking great. And you know, there are some that you get great rooms, but you get that corridor, that connection that just sucks. Just really sucks. Another thing, to get the keys, you want to focus the heavy units. Those are, you know, Nox's heavy gunner. This is the worst fucking room. Nox's, Bombards, heavy gunners, especially the freaking, the one they just changed the weapon, Eviscerator. Those guys are crazy to drop on dropping keys. They used to be much better, but you know, something funny. Nox's would drop crap for keys back. I'm gonna call maybe a year or plus. Would be crap, absolutely crap for keys. I don't even remember if they used to drop keys because it was so rare. And Eviscerators were the golden standard. Now drops, conduit key drops across the table are much better. They just drop. So this is the room. This is a large room. I hate this room. I think I've maybe done one maximum of 3 level caps amongst 100 plus, which I've done on this room, because there are a crap ton of doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 fucking doors in this room. Some of them might just be locked, you know, so you will never have to worry about the demo coming from something like here. But you got 5 doors. And you have this blank space where you can fall and just reset. Have to reset because now I turn invisible. Now I lost invisibility. I can die in that split second. You know, that happened a lot. That can happen and you will be pissed. And that's gonna happen on the worst case scenario. You have a terrible conduit effect. You have the demo coming. You have an acolyte spawning. And you're gonna get down there. You're gonna lose the conduit. You're gonna get a terrible effect. And you're gonna miss on Steel Essence. So this one sucks. Now, let's see the other one. This one, I love this room. This is one of those that I say that it's more vertical. Because, well, to get to the other door, I can use 1 bullet jump. To get to the conduits that are usually up here, 1 bullet jump. Then another one to go through another door. It's kind of how it goes. For me, this is one of the perfect rooms. And I already got... where the 2 small rooms, this one I consider small, are connected. And it's just perfect. It feels so good. It feels so fast, you know. Now, this one, you know, oh, bullet jump, but there is a narrow path, which just makes it worth to move through. More examples. We need more. Here we are. Let's hope for good rooms. So we can talk about them. But I think those are pretty much the 4 conduit rooms, I think. So, amazing. Really, really good. And, okay. This, 100% doable. Would run it. Had, I think, maybe the 2 last ones I did were on a setup like this. Don't perfectly remember it, but I think it was. Oh, I'm actually missing the other small room. Yeah, that's it. So there's, yeah, 2 medium, 2 small, 1 big. The 1 big being the one I hate. But yeah, depending on the connections, a small room can become a big room. It's about that. I haven't gotten yet here the corridor between the conduit rooms, but that is usually one heck of a no. Would never run it because it's too much. Too much stuff. These ones again. And this is a good one. This is a good one. For me. It's kind of weird to me just saying, oh, the connections are good or bad. It's the more you play, the more you'll see what you like or not. And just by looking at those, I can tell, like, oh, I like this one, I don't like that one. It's not really a perfect rule, but it is, yeah, you're gonna have to, can take it as a base and then decide whether you like it or not. Medium and small. This one is doable. The connection is not bad. I like the connection to be the big door. And having this crate here also doesn't help. But it's not all bad. What I'm gonna do now is to keep entering and trying to find either the other small room or the corridor between the rooms to show you guys. And also another thing is that it's that room that I said I don't like. It's not the only one where you can fall through the map and, you know, reset, but it's the one you're most likely to. Okay, here we go. This is the one. This is the other one I consider to be the small room. We have 3 doors. We have verticality. and is usually because the verticality, it makes you, I don't know, for me it makes it easier to deal with the demos. I know where he's coming from, I know where he's gonna go through, so I can plan better, and it doesn't feel like this room is that big, you know. Has some obstacles on the way, but yeah, I don't think it's that bad. For me, it feels just good to go through this room, you know. I get here, it's one bullet jump to each side if I have to go through a door. Go here, bam. Kind of how it goes. Yeah. One of the best scenarios I've ever had was to have this room connected through this door with the other small room. That was the best one I've ever had, I think. It was super fast. It was maybe 157 to get the level cap, something like that. That was amazing. So yeah, these are the rooms. Small room, 2 small rooms, 2 medium rooms, 1 big room. That's it if I remember correctly from the kappa. Now, let's see. If I wanted to drop keys, I would probably, you know, start killing these dudes. It's good to start building my combo here. So Bombard, probably gonna drop a key. You just get the feeling from, you know, which enemy is gonna drop a conduit key or not. You can just look at a heavy unit amongst the normal enemies, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this one is dropping. Now, you've put in a key. What do? You never go straight to the demolish unless it is the last demolisher from a round, or it has a terrible conduit effect that it might just risk your run. That's how it goes. Oh, yummy. So these Eximas, light units, even though they're turn Eximas, they will still won't drop conduit keys. That's how it goes. So now what do? We put a key in. If the effect is not terrible, it doesn't pose a risk to your run, you just go straight to killing more heavy units and enemies in general, because you know you have to keep the rotation, the spawning going. You just go for and try to get the next one, because you want more keys. The more keys you have at the same time, the faster you can go, because demos are gonna take usually anything from 20 seconds all the way to the full time to get to the conduit. What do you mean by the full time? Some just have a problem with doors. They'll be stuck and they'll come. But it's usually anything from 20 seconds to a minute. Usually, okay? It might take the full time and they won't arrive, but it's usually that. This is the only guy that doesn't have a nullifier pulse. Oh my god, 7 million on the hit. It's gonna be so much easier than I thought. We're gonna drop a key. Yep. See if I can get 2 drops. I have also ranked the conduit effects back in the day. You can look on that video. Roar is gonna be total flex here. No need at all. Increase the bleed damage by a lot, but not gonna need it. First rounds. Oh, maybe? Yep. Do I have the time? I do. It's gonna take, all the time from the enemy to run to the conduit. I'm already around, so That is just good for me. 2 million damage tick. Not bad. Probably wasn't a headshot. Now for the last one, I want to go for him. Because it's gonna make it faster. Done. One thing that, as I said, it's very specific from a run to another run, and I can't really get into all these specifics for, you know, this run. But one thing that's always tricky. Nikanas are amazing weapons. Their place amongst, like, on the meta might have been took by the Tonfas, but I'm not even sure. But one of the tricky things about Nikanas is the heavy attack. Because you have like a perfect place to be between the enemy that will allow you to land a headshot because of the way it moves. So that is kind of tricky to get at first. To deal with this guy, we can heavy attack, I think. Yep, it's dead. Oh, he just clams it. That's the splash damage that I always said. I'm invisible, but other things aren't. They're getting attacked, and that can get me killed. So this is definitely gonna be a piece of cake, you know. But now to demonstrate the power of my... Because I'm, at this point, I'm still building a combo. But to demonstrate the power of my mitre... It's one shot. Many dead. More enemies. You know, easy. It's just that easy. Just clear stuff, kill stuff, that easy. That's why I like this weapon so much. If I can get stuff going faster now. You know, the good part about the Nikana is that it's only really gonna need the combo to deal the maximum amount of damage it can, and to be primed, of course. To prime, I don't have any conditional power going on my primer, any conditional stuff that needs to be active to get the highest amount of priming possible. So I can use the mitre for a long time, and I can probably even kill demos with my mitre. Would be much better with a Zara's Whisper, but you know, not running that today. So use your best weapon to kill trash when you can, and your main weapon to kill demos, because even though your trash killer weapon might kill everything, you know, you didn't brought it there for that. You didn't brought it there to kill demos. You brought it to help you with the trash and to get keys as fast as possible. That's how it goes. It's gonna be 2 keys, and I'm gonna have to kill it. Oh my god, yeah. The headshots. Give me a key, please. Yep. I have the time to go. You know, you also get the feeling when you can go and put a conduit key or not. Now it's worth for me to go and kill. Oh my god. It's just much easier to make them stay. Stand still. And that probably wasn't a headshot too. That's how this level cap is gonna run. It's just how it's gonna be. It's gonna be easy as that. But now I think you guys probably have like a great idea on how my whole thought process goes into making a level cap. There are some extra details, but it's probably very specific stuff that I'm gonna be pointing out during the live stream. And, you know, like, why I made X or Y decision, why did I prefer to, you know, ch choose to kill the demo at some point and not other stuff. That's all gonna be stuff that happens real time. And yeah, it's gonna be cool. So we're probably gonna have a good trade there on the live stream. And leave your comments down below, leave it a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next live stream. Peace.
Till next time.